Episode 182 of Cleaning Dishes. What are you doing?
Doing a podcast. What are you doing? Come on, bro.
Episode 182. I'm gonna stab you, bro. I really
What the violence? I want you to hear the violence towards me. I want you to hear the violence towards me. The violence towards me.
Are you booting up right now?
Out of batteries. Not playing.
I hope everyone's doing well today.
I think we'll close my door so the thing don't keep going.
It's gonna be loud regardless, but go ahead.
I ordered them bad. Oh, they might be it.
Not up there at the front. All them shits is open.
Huh?
All them things is open.
Really?
Yeah, this apartment, it better be getting better from here. Hope everyone's doing well today. Our day is great. We're recording today. It's 11:46. We're supposed to record early, but this is early as you're gonna get.
Still early. It
is definitely ahead of our normal time. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, bro. I don't know what I did, but whatever I did is in my nose now. It's salty. Like between sitting over there and putting on a shirt, I inhaled something and it's like in my nose and I can't get it out.
Maybe it's a shirt.
It could just want to be.
It could be dust.
I think it might be dust, but I don't know. I mean, the shirt was in a good place. It wasn't like in a dirty place. But yeah, it was at that. So it must have been off the shirt because I thought I put it on the shirts when it happened. And then actually, you know what? Now I think about it, maybe it's the soap I'm using. Because lately, it can't be that. Because lately, every day, like when I go, like when I get dressed and stuff, and I go out the house, I all of a sudden end up with mad sniffles and stuff. Like I'll be cool by like towards like the middle of the day, but in the morning it just be like all stuffed up.
Oh shit! It may be a personal study you gotta take care of. Start logging your sniffles.
Yeah, 10 a.m. sniff. Yes, I apologize in advance if y'all hear and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, it just started. Like I said, it just started happening. I was cool. Watched the movie, put on the shirt, and I got sniffles.
That's exactly what happened too.
Yep. That's why we're gonna close out. Wow.
So I'm doing good. We've been going pretty good. Been productive, just working on things and trying to been applying to work for a video editing. So we're gonna see how things go.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm messing with that.
So we're gonna get so like Fred says, excuse the beep noise. But we're gonna get straight into it.
Oh, what it is, what's beeping like that? I'm talking to this.
What?
It's a fire alarm. When the battery's low, it beep. And try to get changed out, but I just end up ordering batteries, so I'm waiting for them to come in. It should be here. They're supposed to be here today.
But I realized that this is a metaphor for how hot our podcast is. It's low key hot. That's why it's not going off crazy, but it's hot, so it's making noise. You notice it only makes that noise when we start recording. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yep. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna roll with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's the truth. So I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon. See, there we go. Once again, tag team back again. That's an old song too. So I'm trying to think how we talk about this without any spoilers, but we're gonna make a good attempt at it. But spoiler alert, just in case.
Yeah, so, always put a spoiler up regardless, because we about to get in. We have to go in. You know how it starts.
So we recently watched Dune. So just came out like Thursday night. Platform is HBOmax. Directed by Denis Villeneuve. Written by Frank Herbert, John Spaiths, Eric Roth, and Denis Villeneuve. Starring Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Jason Momoa, Josh Brolin, and Javier Bardem. So the story of Dune,
actually.
Thank you. I definitely.
Okay, you read them pretty well, dog. Usually you be like Dennis, and then be like Frederick. Like, come on, bro.
I had a good flow. That's what I had a good flow.
No, you did pretty good. You did good. The one I don't know of is Chalamet. I don't know how to say that one.
I think that's right. I think I've heard people pronounce it Chalamet.
Okay, look at you.
So the story of Dune is two families, Atreides and Harkonnen serve under an emperor whose word is law. The emperor sends the Atreides family to a planet, Arrakis, to harvest spice, which is the planet's resources. In doing so, the Atreides will build wealth for many of years. But when is a gift not a gift? So, Dune just came out. I'm gonna say right now, this is probably honestly for me a movie of the year so far. It just was dope. Like the cinematography. I don't even use words like cinematography when I watch movies. But the cinematography on this was like it was fire. Like,
what other words do you use now that you're movie director and stuff? What other words do you use that you should not use?
Hard cuts, edits.
You said edits before though.
All right. Well, hard cuts, cinematography, lenses. That's just about it. That's all other ones I can think on top of my head. But yeah, my vocabulary as far as like film.
But you always use the word shot, huh? Use a shooter.
My
Oh shit! I had to get that off.
I realized that. I just was like, hey, he got that.
He was always a shooter. Like, okay.
Now my vocabulary as far as film goes has been like growing a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been noticing that. No, to your point, this movie was really good. Like, it's one of those movies like, it's based off a book. So you see the book and you're like, now I'm like, I saw the movie and I'm like, I gotta read this book. I got an audio book it. It's that good. Not a lot of movies do that, but this is definitely one of them. So
the director of this is Denis Villeneuve. It's like one in, not two. He directed Arrival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I read that, I was like, oh, that explains like a little bit of like some of the flashbacks and spoiler alert. Some of the flashbacks and small details about the movie. It made sense. Because if you haven't seen Arrival, the Arrival is really, really good. To me, at least.
Yeah, wait, shot. Yeah, I do like a lot about how they Jeez, this is bad.
Oh, we got it, bro. We got it. I got you.
Like, this is bad, bro. I was like, fuck.
Hey, allergies be kicking, bro.
Something. I don't know.
I got some allergy pills in the bathroom if you need them. Like, if you need them, I got you.
I got a couple. I'll try to take some after this.
Because it seems like it's allergies. If it just happens out of nowhere.
Bro, I literally was cool. I put on a shirt and then I wasn't cool no more. I'm about to take the shirt off and see what happened. Like, bro, I swear, I watched the whole movie. I was cool. Put a shirt on, not cool. I was like, what the hell? Yeah. And that's what happened when I go to when I go to the gym. I be cool going to the gym, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. I come back, get dressed for work, boom. All of a sudden, I got sniffles.
For real?
I swear to you, that happened to pass. Like, cause he got to the point where Jay was like, "Are you sick?" I was like, "No." I was like, literally, I put on my clothes, walked out the door, and I just had sniffles, dude. Like,
I lived my life, and all of a sudden I started having a breakout. That's
bro,
crazy.
it's only 9 a.m. By the time, like, probably like 15 minutes now, I'll probably be cool. But like, I don't know, bro. I have no idea.
It might be yourself. It's something that you're doing your morning ritual that's throwing you off.
I have no idea. It could be that, but even if I took a shower, it won't happen until after I'm dressed and I'm walking out the door, or I'm out in the door, I'm about to getting in the car, and I'm starting to be like, shoot.
You normally don't have this, right?
Normally don't. Normally you don't ever hear me like.
Yeah, because like I hear you do sniffles like small things, but never like how you doing it right now. Like,
yeah, I got mad sniffles, bro. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy, but anyway, no. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying, but no, it is. This movie's good. I do like the way it's shot. I like some of the scenes. Like, I'll give it away a little bit, but one of the scenes where he's talking with his mother after like everything had transpired, when he first finds out more about her and him, and they're talking to each other. It's like almost. It's kind of hazy. So they know each other there. They can see each other, but they see each other differently because it's very hazy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I was like, that's pretty decent. I thought that was pretty dope how they did that, because like they're talking, having this conversation, but the way they look to each other, the way they appear is very hazy. Like I don't recognize you like that. And I was like, ooh, let's go.
That's what's about cinematography, because that whole scene, especially when they get off the I'm not gonna say who it is, when they get off the ship. That wide shot they do when they go from them walking, it's like, oh my god, this is like so much.
Yeah.
And like, I always find it interesting when like we realize that humans are really small. Mm-hmm. Like when you compare us to like planets and shit, it's like, yo, we're tiny. Yep. And so like, these very powerful people are really small, but they're still powerful as hell. And like, just how like everything was shot, it's ridiculous. It was really ridiculous how good it was. I wish I could put it in more words, but that's all I got.
No, yeah, I definitely recommend watching this movie. I think you'll enjoy the adventure. The story between it thus far has been really good. The acting is really decent in it.
Decent.
Like, yeah, like it's really decent. Like it's really, like actually it's really good. Like,
okay,
that's what I mean. Like it's not decent. Like it's really decent. Like it's really good.
I reason why I said that, my definition of decent is like different. Decent is like it's barely skirting by. Even if it's really decent, it's like barely skirting by.
But yeah, no, but you're not wrong. That's the definition. You're right. But it's I like this movie a lot. I was like, okay. I got tired because I was just tired. So, man, like I used to. It's funny because man, like you start watching a movie, bruh. That shit hit like hour and a half. It's like I'm time for bed, bro. This is too late. This too long of a movie. Now I gotta go sleep because it's like 2 hours 35 minutes.
Yes, for sure.
So it's not a super short movie, but it's not super long. It's not a Snyder cut or anything like that.
God no, I'm not gonna get back on that. Not gonna get back on that again.
It's not that long, so it's not. I think the only movie I've ever seen that was that long. Not even Titanic was that long.
Snyder's cut, bro.
Yeah, it might have been the longest movie.
That's the longest movie I've ever seen in my life.
That's crazy. Damn. Yeah, no.
I think what I want to talk about now. Like, you brought up two things I was gonna dive into. I'll go with the acting first. So this was like a star-studded cast.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Timothée Chalamet. The name sounds familiar, but I don't know from where. But you got Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac. So Oscar Isaac played in the Star Wars movies. That was like
you know what's funny?
Most recent ones.
I'm still really bad with names. Like as you saying all these names, I'm like, don't know.
Oh, please believe I did research. I was researching
like Rebecca Ferguson. And people like put some respect on her name. I'm like, don't know.
Honestly, I don't know her, but she looks familiar. She does look familiar.
Yeah, they look familiar. Like you got to be like, oh, girl from. I'm like, oh, you mean her? Why'd you say that?
That's how black people are.
Yeah,
like,
but
yeah.
Why'd you say it was Kimmy? But oh shit, okay, yeah. Like you know what I'm saying?
Especially with white actors, it's always like, where were they? What were they in?
Yeah, you're like, so you don't know who that is? Like, no. Like, oh, why didn't you just say that then?
Why didn't you say Stifler? I'm like, nah.
No, for real. Like, what's the nigga name? I don't watch the credits, bitch. I only sit there to wait to see what happens afterwards. Like, you know what I'm saying? If something happens afterwards, no, I'm out. Like, thank you.
Jason Momoa, he was in C, which is like similar roles, but not. He plays a warrior. Josh Brolin and Javier Bardem. So Josh Brolin and Javier Bardem, it's the second movie they both were in together. It could have been more. No Country for Old Men.
They did Bardem and Bailey.
I give you that. That's hella black. I think it's hella black. Isn't that Bardem and Bailey Soul Circus something like that? That's hella black, bro. Like I can't remember the last time I heard that before. Is that still around?
No, I think it's shut down. Let me see. Now I gotta look it up. I gotta look up to see.
Was that sponsored by the Bailey's the drink? Who's Bardem? I
guess he's the other dude who started the circus. The Ringling Brothers. Bardem and Bailey.
Bardem and Bailey Ringling Brothers. There were two of them. One was like the generic one. The other one's like for black people. Right?
The Universal Circus.
Yeah, okay. So that's two separate things, right?
Yeah. I think so. I think the Bardem and Bailey one was something totally different than the Universal Circus. But it's just the idea of like just knowing Bardem and Bailey, you be like,
I was like, my synapses was going off. I felt them too. I was like, that's hella black. I don't know why yet, but yeah.
Yeah,
I remember seeing both those.
Yeah, I remember seeing both of those as well.
Universal Circus.
Yeah,
I don't remember all of it. I remember like just black people, bro.
Yeah, no, I like it's like this. Anyway, we got off topic. But yeah.
But no, it's like this was like packed of actors, and honestly, this isn't even all like the actors that were in it. It was a lot more. I just was like, dang, I didn't even put Zendaya in here on the.
I saw that, but I figured that's the name they probably that's the name they're gonna use, so they should recognize that name. But that would be a good thing to put on there. What's her last name, bro? I don't even know her last name. I literally just know her name is Zendaya. Like as far as I know, she has one name.
Zendaya Smith.
Is it really Smith?
No.
Like it really could be. I would not know. I just know I ain't never heard the name Zendaya. Until her. I've never heard that name a day in my life.
I ain't met a girl named Zendaya. I'm lying. I'm joking. I need to do that.
I ain't gonna hate you up.
How you feel if it was her, though?
I'm like, oh, it is what it is. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't expect no less. I'd expect no less, bro.
I appreciate you.
What's Zendaya's last name?
I'm about to look it up right now, too.
Stormer? She really has a last name?
Yeah, you can't just have. Well, you could have just a first name.
Well, a name like Zendaya, you don't need nothing else.
Oh wow, Zendaya Marie Stormer Coleman.
That's why she go out Zendaya, and that's why you're called Zendaya.
that's a lot. I'm not gonna front. That's a lot, but like it's not too crazy. It's a good spectrum of like you can pronounce it. It's not that hard.
Yeah, Zendaya, like it's spelled how it sounds.
For the most part,
yeah.
And you know I'm bad with names, so
yeah.
I feel like I want to move this, but I don't know where. So I feel like I want to move this, but I don't know where.
You know what's funny? I've been as we were doing the podcast and I was looking at the video, I was like, I usually have the thing like in my face.
You don't say.
I like it like that though.
Why?
It's just fun. Like I don't know how I be behind the scenes doing dumb shit and then trying to make it like it's you. And they be like, you said it was that Thomas. I'm like, oh yeah. It's kind of like my staple thing. But now I'm like, all right, I probably should move it out the way. So
just a little bit.
So this time I moved it over. Like I was way over. Usually it's like right here. And I was be behind it like, you stupid. And I was come up from behind it and do my thing.
Because oftentimes I'll be like, yo, I put it in a good spot for you. I'm like, no, I don't want it there.
That's not. You put a good spot for you.
And I'm like, it's in your way though, bro. Like it's not even for me. It's really for you.
No, it's for you. Because I didn't put it where I want it. It's not comfortable for me.
Look, one time it was like covering up your whole head. I was like, all right, dog.
A couple times I did that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was like,
guess
all
what?
right.
Guess what?
I was like, let me go ahead.
How that podcast sound?
String it together.
How that podcast sound?
It sound immaculate.
Exactly. There you go. If that's what it takes to make the sound great, it is what it is, bro.
You should get another mic and get like a extender to help anchor it, so you can put the mics in front of us in a different way. Never mind. That's behind the scenes stuff. Don't worry about it.
First of all,
what?
Bro, I said you should, and then gave me this whole elaborate thing of what I should be doing, and it was like, so we could do. It became we after the product was bought. It became we after the product was secured. After the bag was spent, it was we.
So someone had said something that I kind of was offended by just a little bit.
Who said what?
They said that because Dave Bautista's in this also. We already know Dave Bautista's been getting around. Like he's out here.
Yeah, he has been.
Yeah, I respect it. Like go ahead and do what you gotta do.
Him and Jason Momoa kind of been in the same genres. They was in this project together. They was in the
one's a wrestler. They both were in the same. I forgot about that. Yeah, both were in the same one.
And there's another movie out where they're both in it.
Is it really?
I think there's another something out with them both in. Maybe it's this one I'm thinking of. I thought there was another one that they're both in. And they like working with each other apparently or something like that.
I'm surprised. Trying to put on Dennis third. Alright. Damn, I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
Oh, Saudi something.
So they said that Bautista is a better actor than The Rock. And the reason why I'm offended by it, because it's partly true. Because like Bautista has done more roles. He's done different range of roles. That's true. But I don't think you would have had Bautista having this much success if you didn't have The Rock doing it first. The Rock was like out here. Like to the point where like he'd take breaks from wrestling, do his acting for a good couple sets, and go back to wrestling, and just go back and forth. And then you have like John Cena's doing it now. Kane did it at one point.
Well, you gotta remember there was wrestling actors before The Rock.
Yeah, but they weren't The Rock though. Like
they want The Rock, but they were at the time they were big names. They were big names for what they were at that time. Like
there was Hulk Hogan. He had a couple movies, but it wasn't. I think he did one of the Rocky movies. It was cool, but like nobody took them seriously. We took The Rock seriously.
But no one took the Rocky movie seriously.
They did.
No, they didn't.
They did.
No one's like The Rocky was the best movie of all time.
The Rocky.
No one's taking that seriously. Like
people thought Rocky was real, bro.
Well, yeah, because you made this real movie and made it like it was a real story. But oh shit. But like niggas not like, yo, Rocky is the best movie of all time.
Nobody said that. But no,
like, Rocky's alright. Like I put on Rocky because I'm about to go. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm watching Rocky.
All right, so now you speaking on it from a black point of view. Like, remember, like, it's people out here really was like that was like they Bible, bro. Like, yo,
you're right. You are right. People did go crazy for Rocky. People went crazy for it. People was like, yo, I'm a fighter now. And I mean, you did have a lot of people like, I can box too. I can do this. So you right. Yeah. People did go crazy for it.
And you didn't take not one boxing class, but you know what I'm saying? That's beyond the point. But like,
I'm thinking, yeah, swept in the streets like, nah, Rocky.
I'm just like Rocky, the lumped up face and everything.
To some mommy face all beat the fuck up. Like, yo, I'm just like Rocky. Yeah, you just like him.
Mm-hmm, down to the T. So like, Hulk Hogan was in that. Roddy Piper. He was in a movie. He's in a movie called I think Them or something like that.
The who?
Them. Roddy Piper. I think it's his name. Dang.
Roddy Piper is a wrestler.
Okay, so he was.
I think it's Roddy Piper.
I want to say he's in a movie called Them, but I know that it was like something about him wearing glasses and like him be seeing dead people or something like that. Jesus.
Yeah. Roddy Piper was his name was Roderick George Toombs.
Oh, I know he's Canadian.
Yeah, I didn't know he was Canadian either.
But like nobody took them like seriously until like I feel like The Rock is the one that was like They Live is the name of the movie. The one I was talking about, Roddy Piper movie, They Live. When The Rock started doing it, that's when it started becoming serious. To the point where even Arnold Schwarzenegger like gave him props when his movies or whatever.
I had to give you credit. I don't remember seeing them on the big screen like that unless it was a cameo as themselves. The Rock was probably one of the first ones that I can remember seeing on the big screen, like in movies outside of WWE and everything.
Yeah, because
a lot of the other guys that were in wrestling, that were in movies, were tied to WWE.
Exactly.
So it was like you kind of mandatory. You had to do this, like, and you could do whatever. But you're right. You were right. I will say that The Rock, although I know Hulk Hogan was, but even in Hulk Hogan, I think it was Hulk Hogan when he did it. I don't think any of them were ever on there as like, you're an actual character, you're a main character, and you know what I'm saying?
So I think the Hulk Hogan went by a different name. Macho Man Randy Savage was in the first Spider-Man.
He was a wrestler. Was he one of the guys he was fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Like,
but I'm saying like somebody like The Rock now does like Fast and Furious movies. Not saying that's like
he got his own spinoff.
Yeah.
He got his own. You right. No, you're right. And there have been movies definitely based because they were never the prime. They were never the prime thing.
Exactly,
of, you are right.
Exactly.
They were never the prime. Even in this, Batista has never been the prime yet. In the old one movie, he was. It was him and his girl.
Did.
Actually, two then, because it was the one with him and the girl. He was a spy. And
that was like a little. I almost said chick flick. A little kid movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have seen that. I wonder if that was good or not.
What?
That movie with him and the spy girl.
You got it.
I would watch it to see like what was he like. Cause that's the first one I remember hearing him being in. Was that?
Yeah. So surprised that somebody said he was in Smallville. I didn't know that either.
I didn't watch Smallville.
I did until they started going crazy with it.
I stopped watching when the black kid left. I was like, this is the only black dude y'all had on the show and he gone. I'm not watching this. This is the only way I could have related.
I can't even fault you on that.
Y'all don't give a cracker powers unless it's watching and be entertained. Like,
right.
nah, I'm good, dog. Like, this nigga don't even know what powers. He already got powers.
His power was a camcorder. If I don't remember if he had that or not.
No, that's funny. Actually, Smallville was a good show. I ain't go for it.
Like, they got bouncing around, but not. Yeah, so back to like that. So I feel like Batista definitely is a great actor, amazing actor. But I feel like you wouldn't have the success that like John Cena's about to have and Batista's about to have without The Rock. And like people before him, like you have Hulk Hogan who paved the way for The Rock also. I'm not trying to say anything,
right.
But you try to compare it to like that, it's like, yeah, he's a better actor, but like he's also having more roles that he can do. Just like The Rock is getting more roles that he can do now.
Yeah, I feel like what I've seen Batista on stage, there was no Rock. I think so. And here's why I think he would have just been The Rock instead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
They would have got somebody. Yeah. And it would have been Batista. Like, you know what I'm saying? They would have got somebody. But hey, you should do it. Like, he said no, you should do it. So they was going to get them right. They was going to get somebody. So but to your point, you are right though. Like, but it does make it makes them more willing to try it.
For sure. When
you have somebody else who already done it. Like, yeah, and I will say, when it comes to seeing people in the mainstream that to that degree, I will say The Rock was first. I can remember being like starring The Rock, like, you know what I'm saying?
Because he had a kid movie too, a little kid movie.
He had a couple, I think.
Because I feel like, especially when you like on that path to be beyond stardom, you already have like a blueprint that you kind of like, well, this is what they did, this is what worked for them. We'll kind of do the same thing with you, kind of figure out where you fit. And Batista just was like, I'm out here, like I'm really out here. I can do just about anything. He probably took real acting classes, like from different people.
Well, I'm sure they have acting coaches and classes.
Yeah,
and so I'm sure they do.
I feel like he always plays like that, like the repressed anger person.
Because it's so fitting for his demeanor. Because if it's hard to see him play anything else because of his demeanor, like how he's built, he's big, he look angry. He just naturally look angry a lot of times. Like even like
you can still be peaceful and just be bulky.
Like yeah, maybe it's like I don't know, it's more fitting. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's more fitting. It's more fitting to be like, but we've seen him play like
stereotypical.
We also seen him play a dumbass character when he was playing fucking what's his name, the Galaxy dude.
Drax.
Yeah, he's dumb as hell, man. But he kills that role though. He kills that role every time.
He's just too smart.
See, that's some shit only you would say.
All right, look, you would say, come on, man. Why is it he was in the room? He stayed perfectly still. They didn't see him until later.
I don't remember what scene you're talking about.
Exactly, because you didn't see him.
He got me. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just like I can't get any dumber to talk about it. I just have to go.
It's the part where he was like talking about if he say he messed with the art being invisible. If he says perfectly still, no one will see him. He's eating a potato chip, and everybody was like, "Yo, we see you." And he's like, "No, y'all don't. Y'all don't see me."
At that point, you just gotta look away. Like you're right. At that, you know what? You know what's crazy about that? You are right. At that point, like he's moving too slow for me to acknowledge him any longer, and I'm just gonna look away.
Because they was in the room for
now I'm invisible.
They was in the room for a good like 3 to 5 minutes, and they were like, "Oh my god, Drax, what you been doing there?" He was like, "Y'all don't see me."
That's why you don't see me. They be like, "Okay."
Like we're talking to you. We see you here. But they didn't see him at first. I felt my life.
Eating the chips.
Man, that was a good scene. But you're all right. Like his range is pretty good. I ain't going for it.
I like Batista as well. I like a lot of like The Rock. I like his movies. I think they're fine. I think I do. I feel like I've seen a wider range from Batista, as you said.
In such a quick manner, too. Like, I'm wondering how does this man sleep? Like, I'm really curious.
I don't know, dude.
Because he did, like, I think we've seen maybe 5 movies with him in it, and something like back to back to back to back to back. I'm just like, did I just see another movie I saw like 2 days ago, bro? Like, what's going on?
But I think he's been in movies for, let me see, because he might have been in movies for a long time. We just now seeing
So, like, he's done other roles, but I feel like in this last, like, 3 years, I'm going to say, I've been seeing him more consistently, and it's been going in. Not saying it's a bad thing. He just said, like, yo, you like, I see your grind.
Right.
My man's been going to the town.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see what the first thing he was ever in was.
Wrestling. So while
Lord.
So while I was watching this, I was thinking like, what does this remind me of? And the closest thing I can think of for Dune to remind me of is like a mafia story. Like you have like the families where it's like we all got blood oaths and shit. Like you get born to the family, and then from there it's like, yo, I don't like this family. Well, I don't like y'all either. And let's set them up. And like shit just went south after that. And like
there's always one big family that kind of sees that you had to kind of oversee. The other families like had their little feuds, but there's big family. Everybody's like, don't fuck with them.
It's like mafia ties with Star Wars, with
mafia ties with politics.
Man, it's always that's a mafia.
That's true.
Only difference is that people actually can die.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you figure they supposed to be like remain certain people party system ain't neutral and they don't. They always have to take it aside, and that's when it goes south.
Yeah, like this is like you said, this is good enough. I might, yo, like where the book at?
I'm gonna get the audiobook. I have 2 credits, so I have used Audible. So I'm gonna use my credits to get that. Right now, I'm listening to. That's not important. Never mind.
But what are you listening to real quick?
Arsene Lupin.
Okay.
Arsene Lupin.
Because of that show, right? That was a good show too.
Yeah, because I was So I was like, yeah, it's okay. Started looking at that. I'm about to start watching the anime, but it's
Lupin the Third. Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's so long. There's so much of it because it broke up into many little pieces, like part 3, part 2, part 6, and stuff. So
that's my fear with watching. No, that's my fear with getting the first book of Dune. Cause I was like, I might want to read this before I might want to read or listen to this before I watch the movie. They said it was thick. They said it was thicker than a black girl. And
it had thicker than a Snicker.
And they had
thicker than frozen peanut butter.
A dictionary in the back. I was like,
it said she was thicker than frozen peanut butter. What'd you do?
Taste it and find out. It said that it was a dictionary in the back. I was like, I don't know all that, fam.
She
like,
a dictionary in the back too.
I'm not,
Nothing. Go ahead, brother.
I'm not illiterate, but my time is valuable, and I don't know about that. So, but definitely on my to-do list. I might have to look it up.
How many books is it?
I was like 18. I'm playing it's like 7.
Come on, bro.
I could be wrong though.
They probably gotta have a set, right?
A set.
Like a set of the books.
You're not getting a set for 1 credit.
I did for the other book that had a set. It was called Conversations with God. It was a 3-part series, and I got it for 1 credit.
Real? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be scoping the deals.
Yeah, because you already know the deal. I'm done.
No, what would you get this out of 10?
I'm gonna have to go with like a solid 9 right now. It's pretty good, bro. Like so far from what I've seen, I was very entertained. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen any slow parts. Like slow parts, you're like, this is stupid. Like nothing that's like, sometimes stuff's gonna be slow and it'd be like slow for no reason. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen any of those yet. So I'm saying based off what I've seen the whole movie. Based upon what I've seen, and just how the things play out thus far. Like I don't see anything wrong. I can't give not a lot of things are perfect, so I can't give it a 10. But I would say 9, strong 8, 9.
So I don't want to give the same number you gave it. I know I be doing that sometimes. I'm gonna give it 10 because on IMDb.
Let me see how you hold a 10. Oh, okay.
On IMDb, I gave it a 9. But like you said, like there's no slow parts. Even the parts that work like slow because there's no dialogue going on. There's really nothing really going on. But you're still entertained for whatever reason, and there's a world.
Because the visual, what's going on, and they have to build that so things can lull and sit for a little bit to have the effect. Like I don't see nothing wrong with this movie.
I finished it last night. So last night was Friday, October 22nd. I finished last night, and then you said you had to finish it because you fell asleep.
Yeah,
so
I was definitely knocked out.
So I was writing the notes and watching it again with you on the tail end of it, and I just was like I'll tell you, like, this shit's still fire. Like, it's still good. Like, so for me, 10 is a 10, and this right here is a 10 so far. I'm probably gonna end up watching it. I'm probably gonna end up watching it again. When, I don't know, but I'm gonna watch it again because it's so much small little details and things that happen. Like, so many things that, like, just blew my mind. Like, the idea of, like, the voice.
Yeah.
Like, that and stuff. That they didn't even tap into that deeply yet. But it's a dope setup. It's dope how everything was set up to play more of a part later on. Like how you had the introduction of the voice and what it is. They didn't go back to it for a minute, but then when it came to be a crucial point in time, you're like, oh, if she gets this and the third, then this A, B, and C is going to happen. And then when he had his moment, when he was trying to do his voice, like how he messed up, it's like, oh yeah, you know why you messed up. So, like, if he gets it, we kicking, we moving. So I just was like, the setup of everything was really dope. They didn't overdo anything. It was like small tidbits. I just thought it was really dope. Like, I can't put in. I can go on like a whole 2 hours just with that alone.
No, it did a very, very, very good job on this movie. I was impressed. I was like, because I didn't know anything about this going in, which was, I think, a benefit for me watching. I knew nothing about it. I knew it was based off a book, and that was it.
I saw a TED Talk on it.
I didn't know what the book was about. I didn't know. I just knew Dune. That's how I figured sand. That's all I got. Dune. It's got to deal with sand. That's all I knew. That's all I figured. Had to do with desert, something like that. That was it. But just everything, how they, like, having, like, some form of a messiah or something like that, if you will. Yeah. Yep. I didn't know anything about that. Like, none of that. So to come into this and be like, oh, that's what this is about, was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, because it's a, you know, I don't know when they wrote the books, but obviously a while back.
70s, I want to say.
Yeah, you forget they had a movie in '84. I think it was 84 about the
So 84 was the one movie. They don't have another one in the 70s. But it didn't get greenlit. It didn't get greenlit. So they like, yo, we can't do it.
Oh, wow. Did it not get greenlit because they had more books coming? Or
I don't know. So it's like, wherever they plan on doing it didn't work out. They don't have a series. That series didn't work out. They don't have a prequel that's supposed to be like a TV series on HBOmax. But the person that's gonna write that was like, I need to focus on my time on doing the movie. And so that's how we have that. But and so things were like, so this is supposed to be a 2-parter. So we had the first part today, which I didn't realize. And then like the second part's gonna come out whenever it comes out. So from what I've read, they're not making anything beyond a 2. And the second one is still in question. So they said that we'll make the second one if this one's successful.
Okay, that makes sense.
It don't. I'm like, just make both of them.
It don't, because you got a whole book series that you're going to be covering. So yeah, but
they're like, because like, so the director Denis was like, that's messed up because like you basing my standards off of the box office numbers, but it's like you got on streaming, so it's like it's on a skew thing.
Yeah.
But the company said, no, like you good. Like as long as it does good on HBO Max and like
I think he'll still get his numbers that he needs to.
Yeah,
to make that. I was like, whoa, shit! Like I'd watch it again. It was really good. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, yeah, that's really worth it. It's worth the watch again. It's pretty good. I like the technologies they had in it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Really simple though. It was good but simple. Like
because sometimes it wasn't like they had like the little first of all the year I thought that was pretty cool. It's like 10,000.
I missed that. I had to go back and watch that.
It's the year 10,191. So just to set the tone, it's the year 10,191. So you're talking about way into the future.
Right.
And so it's just so now you have like an empire of the universe essentially. Like you have the empire of the known universe, and then you have these different houses, and each house is like on a different planet.
Yep.
So just to break it down, and so you got Archimedes. Wow.
You saying that fucked up how I said it in my head now. Atreides,
and then you had the Hanokin house. Hakonnen.
See, this is where we have problems, bro. Stop doing that.
Because you were saying McConan. Tell me you ain't saying McConan.
I did.
Thank
my bad.
you.
I confess, I did. Harkonnen.
And then it was Africa, which was Atreides. Atreides was like.
That's not Atreides. My bad.
Atreides.
Atreides. Arrakis. Akis.
Arrakis.
There you go.
Arrakis. And that's another planet, and that's where all the what
linguistics. thought I could spell a word wrong. You would still get it right. Go ahead, my bad. Don't worry about it. I just want to give you a praise.
Nigga, what?
All right, what does Kewa? What's that?
Kiwa.
I spelled it wrong, but she was right though.
What's the word supposed to be?
I mixed it up. I spelled awake. I was wondering if he's gonna be like, first off, that's not a word, but I know you're trying to spell awake. I'm like, oh my god. I would be like, oh my god.
I'm like, wow.
I'm like, oh. Go in Jeopardy. Go a little portion. Just go somewhere, bro, and use this power that you have, bro. Just be out here.
This nigga crazy.
Just be out here. Just be like wielding the world's power in the palm of your head, bro. Just go ahead. I was like, yo, just be out here, bro. He's spelling words that ain't spelled right. This nigga's killing.
This nigga crazy. Are you crazy?
Oh, that nigga hold this nigga back. I'm sorry.
This ain't nothing hold this nigga back.
I'm like, he spelled awake. I spelled it wrong. How?
If you had given me the letters, say what letters does it spell, I could have gotten it. But
I thought about doing, but I didn't know how to phrase it. So
you said Kewa. I was like, nigga. Kewa?
What you saying though? The technology.
I thought the technology was pretty cool. How in this movie, how they like set it up. They had the little fly-in joint. Remember?
So that was dope.
And it was like they have.
Whoa, which one you talking about? I think about something else. He's on the small one?
No, the one that came in the room.
Say less. Yeah.
That one. I thought that was pretty dope. But sorry, I was vibrating. I ain't let the vibrate to the thing. But no, they had sorry. Someone was ringing my phone. I was like, I'm trying to do the podcast. So
no, you good.
And then so they had I thought that technology was cool. I thought there's a lot of bits and pieces that they do that I thought was cool. Like the idea of them was like, that's kind of dope actually.
They didn't have any holograms, huh?
Yeah, he did. Remember, he was watching in this movie. He did when he's watching the TV stuff. It's like a hologram. This thing comes up, and he can see the different things and what's going on and stuff like that. It's like a hologram.
That's his projector, but I'll give you that though.
That's the same thing, really.
No, you're right.
Yeah, this is kind of is.
No, one's on the wall, one's like
right. One just projects the image, and the image is moving right there. Where
2D versus 3D.
Basically. So that's really about it. But yeah, I mean, I still thought it was pretty good how they did it and stuff like that. It was smart. I like how in this one the boy doesn't come in knowing Paul, the main character. He doesn't come in knowing like I'm that dude. I'm him. I'm modern day Jesus or whatever. Like he don't come in like that. He's just like yo, like all right, I gotta do what I gotta do.
So no, like I'm trying to think. So he doesn't believe that he has inklings of it, like. And you know how somebody say something in passing, you like, hey, what's your step? You be like, all right. You don't take it too serious and shit. You just be like, all right.
Right, but you're not like, I'm him. Look at me.
Oh yeah, like, he wasn't on that energy.
He was like, people keep telling me this.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want none of this. Like, I don't even want to be a ruler or nothing or lead of the house or nothing. I just want to be me.
Like, I'm trying to find myself.
Yeah.
And that's my main prerogative.
Let's talk about this for a second, which I think was really important. How dope his daddy was.
Man,
I ain't gonna say what you said. That was funny.
Please don't. Please don't. That's not you gonna raise my car. Please don't. No, let that go.
I wouldn't say that. That's foul. But but it was funny because you were so stupid for it. You stupid. But the idea of how his daddy was just like his dad wasn't super. A lot of times you see these movies where dad's a household, they try to force their way onto their child,
right? And
like you gonna be like this, and you gonna do as I say, or else. And it wasn't like that. The dad would just be like, "Yo, like even if you don't do those things, you still are my son. And I still love." I'm like, "Yo, like what?"
I'm gonna say something you probably think is corny. I don't give a fuck. I model myself after certain fathers because I'm raising my son myself. So certain qualities I look at, I'm like. I fuck with that. Or
that's not corny. People do that. That's not corny.
Nah, because I say some simple shit like, nigga, that's corny. You want to read books?
Because you would do this.
Well, what do I do?
Blessings.
I don't do all that.
Oh my god.
Like Chris Brown did it, so it's cool now, right?
Yeah.
I'm so done with you, bro.
You asked me a question, I answered, and you mad at me.
There shouldn't be an answer, dog. Be consistent. Fathers, though. At the fathers.
Chris Brown, father. That's why you talking about Chris Brown.
He is a father.
Yeah, see how I did that?
You did. I got you.
No, but I don't think that's corny at all to see aspects or things that someone does. Like, you know, I actually do like that aspect of something. I'm gonna do. Ooh, Jesus! See what happened? To move too far. If it was close, I just reached around. Paul. Ooh.
You just can't.
Ooh.
But I try to remember my man's name. Atreides is Paul's dad. Atreides. I'm gonna say Atreides. What's his name? Atreides. the head of the household, he was really like for me. He was really inspiring as he was as a father. Like he was regal in the sense of how he carried himself. He was honorable, and that he stayed true to his word, and he had his values and morals that were important to him.
Yeah.
Like, it was one scene where he was like, the thing that most people would worry about, he said, forget that, I'm worried about
the people.
Yeah, and I thought it spoke volumes of who he was as a person, and people noticed that. It's like, oh, okay.
Like, he's not like the others. The others are like, save the dirt or whatever, yeah.
So, like, when I saw that, I wasn't expecting him to be so dope as he was.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either. So I thought that was really, I just thought that was super amazing. Like, damn, this dude was like super understanding, was super caring. He,
even how he approached his wife, how loving he was with his wife was dope. Like, I liked how he did that too, because like a lot of times for us as men, we had this idea of how we're supposed to be in our heads, that we can't show affection but also be stern at the same time.
Yeah.
And so what he did, it was like, I was looking at him like, all right.
Like this dude, yeah, he definitely, like you say, he was definitely regal, but he was also like a human still. Like, he's still very human. He still know how to tap into his feelings with others and stuff, and be And he didn't, and he wasn't his ego. I think it's because he didn't have an inflated ego. He just knew to be like, look, like like when old boy did the greeting and did what he did. Most people were like, what the fuck, kill him? And he was like, oh, and somebody was like, oh, that's how they do. He's like, all right, cool, and then he did it back.
Yeah.
Most people were like, disgusting peasant, and when it went off, and he just was like, yo, like.
That scene was funny because it also shows like how much different cultures can be and how bad it can go south. Like, something to me is really simple is the idea of when in certain cultures they don't shake hands with their right hand, they do it left hand. Yeah,
because you wipe.
You wipe your posterior with your right hand.
Yes. No. I thought you did everything with your left hand.
Usually you shake hands with your left hand, but you do it like everything else. Like when you wipe your butt, use your right hand.
What culture does that?
I want to say Arabic, but I might using it loosely.
Is it
I want to say Arabic
or
Muslim.
I thought you got in trouble for being left-handed in Arabic. I thought you did everything with your left hand, like wipe your butt and everything. No?
But then that's why you reserve your left hand for shaking hands, because like you do everything with your right hand, so it's kind of like dirty in a sense. Look it up. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I could be learning wrong shit, bro. It happens.
I thought you got in trouble for being left-handed.
Unless you're a shooter. So speaking of being regal, we we made a couple of faces off of the fashion that they wore in these movies. In this movie, it was like my man's like, so the main character Paul, who was acted by Timothée Chalamet, he wore a suit, but he had like a trench coat on or something like that. But it was all black, but the way it looked was like, yo, like that's that boy, huh?
It is funny, and I knew it was because I saw that, and in my head I was like, this nigga sharp? Like, this shit was sharp. Like, and then you was like, yo, that outfit? I was like, okay, I'm not tripping then. This dude was, it was dope. The outfit was, I was like, the swagger was on 10 billion, dog. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I was like, all right, that's kind of hard. Yeah. I was like, my trip, I was like, hard. And then you said something, I was like, okay. I was like, bro, I was sitting there thinking the same thing. This outfit was hard. I was trying
to be in denial about that first, but I was like, nah. Yeah, because
you were dick riding, but he was like, that shit was hard, bro. That shit was hard.
Because I'm like, yo, he too, like, everything he did was like so fly. Him being a boy trying to come to himself. He was like, just had a certain essence of fly to him. Yeah. And I'm like, and you dress fly, bro? Like, nah, you can't have all this, dog.
He definitely is somebody that understood that boys gonna tell a story about the man.
he encompassed that, huh? He encompassed that, yeah.
He understood boys was gonna tell a story about the man, so he dressed for the occasion. Mm-hmm. I was like, ooh, wow. Because he definitely was like, I was like, oh, get you. He came up there looking strong. I was like, okay. He had the little jaw. I was like,
wait a minute, dog.
Okay.
He got these powers. He's like coming to himself. He's a prince. His dad is cool. And his nigga's fly as fuck. Like, come on, dog. Okay. Why would you have this movie right now? Like, dang.
Yeah, he should have wore that to the opening. Like, yo, like, what's up, Zendaya? What's up? She's like, oh, shit. She's like, oh shit. I'm gonna go get my blue contacts. Like,
I'm dope. So in HBOmax, they have a featurette, right? In HBOmax, they got you a nut.
You can see it. Oh, hold on.
My eyes ain't ready. Like, oh, where that? Hold on. I'm ready now.
They came up like, what's up? She's like, oh shit. Let me get my contacts.
There's a featurette in the HBOmax that has they talk about the fashion and how like the director and the costume designer, they had a certain idea of what each family was gonna wear. Like the Harkonnens, the movie theater. The Harkonnens was gonna be, they was like bug light, in a sense. That's why like their armor was like they had a helmet, and the helmet's kind of bulky a little bit.
Yeah.
And like their clothes in general was like a little bit more bigger than what some people will wear. And the Atreides, their outfits were like.
Hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
So Muslims don't use their left hand because they generally, well, I guess it would be over in the Middle East and stuff. They don't use their left hand because they use their left hand to like wipe their butts and stuff.
Oh, so I had to reverse it.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
I thought it was their left hand they don't use because they use it for like.
Yeah, I definitely gotta beat up.
Oh yeah, I was like, people usually got like I know at one point in time. Maybe that's Sharia law. I don't know. But at one point in time, people was like getting their hands cut off and shit. If you was like left-handed. And
that was me. Chop.
You're right, left-handed though.
That's what I'm saying. I went to check. I'm trying to be respectful of your culture. Use my left hand. And it's like they were like, "Oh, how you doing?" Chop.
Come here, motherfucker.
I was respectful of your culture. No, you wasn't, huh?
I was ass backwards, literally.
I give you that. Why is everything making noise today? Jesus Christ, dog!
Oh no.
Like honestly, bro, like, cause every once in a while I have movies where I start deep diving into it, and that's what I was doing with this one. Like, it's like small tidbits I found on IMDb that I was like, oh, like, okay, I didn't know that, or I didn't know it's this. And the quotables in this movie, bro, to me was like
they had some quotables. They definitely had some quotes that made you be like, oh, okay.
Like, when is a gift not a gift? And I'm like, when it's a present? Like, how am I supposed to answer this question? I was like a little concerned.
Yes.
When is a gift not a gift?
When it's made to kill you. We gotta watch the old one so we can compare the two. Because I started watching the old one. And I definitely noticed some differences between just the pacing of the movie. Like, the movie's a lot faster. The old one is a lot faster. And they give you a lot more up front.
Okay.
So, and I think that part of that is because I guess they only making the one movie. I don't know if they made another. And so it's just like the way it starts. It's like, you know how they do in Star Wars, or like before like it starts up, they're giving you this whole dialogue, everything that was going on, blah blah blah. Well, this one, what they did was they gave it to you where it's like a princess, a person. What's the name's daughter is someone's daughter's telling. I think it's the what's the name's dude. His daughter is telling the story, or like in the beginning, or whatever, talking about what's going on, whatever. Okay. And so I thought that's pretty interesting. So she's in the beginning, she's telling everything that goes on. They explain like these four, like the families, what they are, who the emperor is. They explain all that, what's going on, what grows on this planet, Arrakis. Arrakis. What goes there, who these families are to each other and stuff like that. Who the emperor is. They explain all that in the very, very beginning of the movie. Whereas you're kind of hearing it bits and pieces in this movie. They do it all up front. So it's pretty interesting. And then like comparing the movies, like in one part of the movie, like we were 15 minutes in. We about making half an hour in, 45 minutes in before he starts fighting with old boy doing his training. And the other movie is like 15 minutes in, they're already fighting.
Yeah, it's a major difference.
And you're like, oh shit, okay, this is about to be like this. And they give you, like I said, they give you a lot of shit up front.
There's a statistic that they had about the movie. I have to find it. But it's basically like, I think there's like the dialogue between this version and the one before. And like just basically how the whole thing was set up. And I was like, yeah. But I did want to go back and watch the first version of it. Because I was like, I feel like with me being a new fan, I kind of want to go back and like, all right, what did y'all do before? Like, yeah. Cause I'm pretty sure y'all saw that and read the book and was like, all right, this is what we're not going to do. And this is how we going to like try our best to improve on it.
Yeah, I think that is definitely important because it makes you, just in little parts that I've seen, it does make you appreciate how much further it's come. Yeah. Because when you watch, because a lot of stuff is still in there, like the fight, like there's a certain fight scene that happens that's in this movie, that's in both movies, and they use it the same exact way, how it all went down, same exact way. And so you're looking at like how they emphasized it in the later movie, right? How they make it look compared to how it looked in the 1984 movie. And so you kind of have a little chuckle because you're like, oh shit, like, but back then this would have been hard. Like you're like, oh yeah, shit, this is hard. But I'm looking at it like this is the funkiest shit I've ever seen. Like, but it still plays out the same way, and it still has the same effect. They say the same lines, and they're like, oh shit, like.
With technology, I feel like we definitely are a victim of the time, and that kind of sucks. Like. Because some things that were like back then, the 80s, it was like top of the line, like technology. And we see it now, it's like, y'all was whack. But like a lot of times for me, I have to like, if I watch an old movie, I know it's like crazy technology in it, I have to remember like, all right, this is like the 80s. This is like, I was born and they was making this.
Yeah, or I wasn't born. They were making this. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think yeah, you definitely have to go in understanding and with the respect of like where technology is and stuff, because it's always been there for years and years. You know, even in just weapons. You know how the weapons you would have had in the Stone Age compared to now.
Oh, yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, it's just worlds apart. And so it's kind of funny to watch a movie and be like, oh, this is not good. Like this is like. But you get it. Like, you get where they're coming from. Like, I can see why this has been, like, big shit. Like, oh.
What platform is the 1980 version? 80s, 1980s.
I watched it on my little app. You know the one.
All right, say less.
Yeah, so I watched it on that little app. So I don't know what platform it could be else to be on, but I was watching it on there.
I find that.
Because they had a new one on there. They had that one.
I mean, like, it just came out. It came out.
But yeah, but it came out on, like, HBO and stuff. So usually they have, like, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, you would think they'd be up on.
So I was surprised it came out on HBOmax Thursday night. Because since it was such a big release, they did like what they normally do with big movies. Like they dropped it the name before. I thought
they usually come out usually if you go to watch a big movie release, they usually come out that Thursday.
Yeah, I didn't put two and two together.
Oh yeah, the movie releasing this date. It's usually Thursday.
I ain't heard anybody talking about it for the most part.
What, Dune?
Yeah, like people talk about it here and there, like sporadically, but it wasn't like.
I only know because you kept talking about it. I was like, I guess because a lot of people maybe they didn't read, but I don't know because obviously the book was popular, but I didn't.
Yeah, cause I knew that from the starring cast that was in it from the previous one, and they were like, "No, we doing better." I was like, "It's gonna be pretty good." So. I remember even when the first one came out, the 80s version, they were like, it was cool, but nah. So I was like, all right, like if you're going to remake it, you have to do better. Well,
I think, too, you have to keep in mind that, like, I don't know that sci-fi was there, like...
It was there because I think it's around the same time Star Wars and them came out.
Right, but even with Star Wars, people was like, what? You had some people who was like, what? Star Wars?
Nah, a lot of people were like blown the fuck away when first saw Star Wars, bro.
Right, but you know how long it took for them people to go start seeing it? Like, a lot of geeks and nerds was going to see it, but then it was like, what? A lot of people were like, what? No. Like, when they started, people was like, you had geeks and... only people that went to go see it were literally people that labeled geeks and nerds. That was it. That's true. And then after they started, you guys say, oh, okay, yeah, and they had to build up. It wasn't like day one, boom. It was like, people was like, even when they first heard what? And they was like, what?
You was saying that about every once in a while. That's nuts to me. Like... Pop culture now.
My bro was telling me about that. Like he was like, when he first heard of Star Wars, he was like, "What?" I swear he was like, what?
Star Wars, man, I ain't watching that shit.
Yeah, I was like, "What?" And then he was like, "Yeah, nah." But then like he was like, "Oh shit."
That's what I found crazy. Like pop culture back in the day was like sports for the most part, just like most sports and like current events. Now it's more so like Marvel, anything sci-fi, anime. And to me, that's like when I was growing up, you used to get picked on and beat up for stuff like that. Like if you was into shit like that, you was like, yo, like you a nerd, you a geek, like nobody care about that shit. But now it's like the reverse. Like if you're not into like Marvel and stuff like that, it's like, yo, why you so basic? Why you like live in a box? It's like, I just want to watch the movies. Yeah, you just square. We knew it already, and it's like,
yeah. And you know too, in what in your defense, in your defense. I think it was like that in the black community. I guess I could feel like...
I feel like it was like that in both.
You think so?
Yeah.
I feel like... Because even to now, when we talk about things that might be outside of the realm or outside of your normal movie film, I feel like I get more pushback from black people when it comes to a lot of different type of movies.
So now it's the idea of... I've seen a little bit of that. I mean, I have watched the whole thing, but I know you're talking about. I've seen a little bit of that.
That's true, too.
Yeah, so like... Yeah. But then it was like, nah, bro, that ain't even hit my radar.
Yeah, because either you saw it or you just didn't.
Yeah.
There was no in between. Either you saw it or you didn't. Mm-hmm. That was it. There was no in between. Yeah, no, because I remember, I think it was my brother was telling me about that. He was like, when they first heard it got popping quick.
Star Wars did?
Yeah, it got popping quick. But like, and I feel like it was, I don't know how it got so popping. Like, obviously,
the twist of Darth Vader and Luke. Like, when that happened, it was like, and also how it was set up. Like, naming it episodes and it being a movie was like pretty smart. The idea, like that whole set starts off in the middle.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first ones they had like that, and you realize, like some people, like I said again, it was mostly geeks and nerds that knew about it, and they was the ones dragging their friends like, you gotta come see it. Come on, Peter. Pocket protector ass with it. Like, come on, man. Like,
there's a documentary about that too, of like people like going to see this movie. and like lines is wrapped around buildings and shit. I can't remember where I saw that or like what's the name of it, but I remember like it was a big thing. Like you said, they were like, "You have to see this movie. It is so good. I'm about to watch it for the third time." Like it just came out yesterday. My bad, the fourth. Then it's like, yo, like
yeah,
like that was like that played a big part in the pop culture and like everything else. Like as we watch shows now, there's always some type of like you can find a way to reference the Force or like lightsabers and just things like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of what Star Wars did was inspired by Japanese culture too. I'm not going to a whole idea back.
Yeah.
But last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get off of it. But there's a book called I think it's called The Story. It's basically like how you set up a protagonist's story from like basically like how you make at least a 6 movie off a storyline alone. And George Lucas read that book and was like, all right, I'm about to take what I read and damn near verbatim put it into this movie. And like that's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
I think that book is called. I think it's called The Story. It's by Robert McKee. I got it on the thing about. It's called A Story by Robert McKee. Yep, narrated by Robert McKee. Yeah, all right. It's on my I have it as an audiobook too, so that's like one of my to-do books, to read books, to listen books. Story.
Oh, I said Star Wars. I meant to say story. It said Star Wars.
You
just said Star Wars, and I was like, sorry, and I said Star Wars.
They got Star Wars books, so you got it.
Yeah, I wonder how crazy, when exactly at what point did it get popping? Star Wars.
So they had. I remember when I first saw it in theaters because they had I won't say revamp. So when the Phantom Menace had came out, before it came out, they had redistributed Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3 in theaters again. So basically, they had remastered episodes 1, 2, and 3. No,
4, 5, and 6.
Thank you. 4, 5, 6.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, my bad. So they had
what universe do you live in?
They remastered Star Wars and put 4, 5, and 6 in theaters. So
I kind of remember that. They did episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
So when they did that, then they did Phantom Menace on forward to 2 and 3. So I think that's when like it started getting Bracken again. Like they were Bracken.
Yeah. I actually went to go see it because I thought it was called Phantom Menace to Society. Episode
I can't move on from that. Yes.
182 Cleaning Dishes. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. If this is your first time, welcome. If it's your 182nd time, I want to welcome you back. Anything between, you are also welcome back. As always, this is Clean Dishes Podcast. You can find it on Instagram at Cleaning Dishes. You can find it on TikTok at Clean Dishes Podcast. You can find me on Instagram and what's the other one called? Twitter at Mr. Fantastic. You can find this guy at
T. Usrino Jr. on Instagram and Twitter.
Follow the website. Go check out the website, cleandishespodcast.com. Check out towology.com/shop.
Yep.
So you can check out some cool shirt designs there. As always, be safe, clean your hands, and clean your plate. Peace.